Reading is a very popular process of attaining new knowledge and gathering new information, but reading is completely different from speaking habit. Reading skill is also equally different from normal speaking habit. Thomas and White have observed pretty wisely. Reading as a skill differs entirely from speech. There are many ways to get information, such as by direct experience, through conversation with experienced people, with the help of direct reading. The word curriculum begins as a Latin word which means a race or course of a race, which in turn derives from verb currere, meaning to run, to proceed. The first known use is an educational context. It is in the Professio Regia, a work by University of Paris professor Petrus Ramus, published posthumously in 1576. By the 17th century, the University of Glasgow also referred to its course of study as curriculum, producing the first known use of term in English in 1633. According to modern ideas, the curriculum has four components, namely purpose, content, teaching method, assessment. There are two important reasons for reading across curriculum. The reader can judge the subject according to its own interpretation. The author can also publish the main idea in the lesson. Reader has to adopt a successful reading strategy. Reader has to engage himself or herself in adopting a reading strategy. Reading is an important medium that caters the diverse purpose of education. So reading should not be seen in the corners of corner. Two advantages of reading are reading skill increase student skill by mastering them from infancy. Through reading, a person can express his feeling to others in a clear and easy pronunciation. Generally, there are four characteristics of standard reading or good reading. These are accuracy, speed, comprehension, expression. Four characteristics of reading procedure. Reading is a complex cognitive process. Reading starts with identification of mark or symbol. Later, identification of word and phrase almost becomes a habit. At a certain phrase, identification of vocabulary and sentence is achieved. Write a short note on reading process. Reading should be understood as a complex process. If the complex skill is achieved, reading becomes successful. A text is not only the storehouse of knowledge and information but also many more. Reading has seven popular processes: alphabetic, phonic, phonetic, look and say, phrase, sentence, story, method. These aforementioned processes are handy enough to attain the skill of a successful reader. It is almost a proverbial truth that a skilled reader is a successful reader. Successful reading is a chief instrument in acquiring the knowledge of the syllabus. To achieve the skill of a successful reader, one needs to be skilled reader. Thereby, reading and its reflection is intimately associated with the curriculum. Reading is an active process where a reader aims to achieve knowledge through the reading of particular text. It is through expanding the domain of knowledge a skill as a reader is achieved. Through adoption of proper reading strategies, a skill is attained if it is regularly followed up. A reader, it is only through adopting reading strategies can gain a skill that transforms his or her gradually to a skilled reader. The adoption of reading strategies not only enables one to acquire larger knowledge through investment of shorter time but also attains the chemistry of becoming a skilled reader. The ability of speech and silent reading can be increased. Language knowledge spreads. Reading strategies can be analyzed. Money can be realized by reading. Take part in discussion with the help of acquired knowledge. Some fundamental features or characteristics of reading are mentioned below. Reading is a complex cognitive process. Reading starts with the identification of mark or symbol. Later, identification of word and phrase almost becomes a habit. At certain phase, identification of vocabulary and sentences achieved. Reading enriches with both information and knowledge. Reading is usually characterized as loud reading and silent reading. Reading of intensive reading generally appears with preoccupied goal. Reader of extensive reading do not have pre-decided destination to reach. Scanning is faster reading strategy. With skimming, one can learn many things quickly at a time. Reading generally provides pleasure. On many occasions, reading ornaments our existing knowledge. A skilled reader quickly assures pleasure from reading. An unskilled reader invests much time to work on single passage. Reading provides adequate chance to verify one's existing domain of knowledge. Through proper reading habits, reader peeps into larger portal of knowledge which is generated by the author. A complete reading practice transforms the reader into a resource like text itself. Reading sometimes assists one with information. On other occasion, it can improve the understanding level as well. Reading regularizes a reader with certain habits. A reading habit is always a two-way street.